Hi guys, I'm Annabelle. Today we're going to be playing Marvel Villainous. I'm going to be doing a 2-player run-through, and I'm going to be using Hela and putting her against Taskmaster. So let's talk a little bit about the villain's objectives before we get to the table. Hela needs to have 8 allies and or soul markers, and at least 1 soul marker needs to be activated before she can claim victory. This will become more clear as we're playing the game, but just keep in mind, 8 allies and or soul markers, and at least 1 soul marker has to be activated or on her domain. For Taskmaster, he needs 4 allies, each in a different location at his domain, and they all have to be 5 strength or more. So now that we got that out of the way, join me at the table and let's play Marvel Villainous. Here's a setup for Taskmaster. I have the villain domain, the mover, the guide, the villain deck, and the fate deck. I know this is his fate deck because of the symbol indicated here. We do this for all the villains. Then we can create the fate deck. We're going to need all of Taskmaster's, all of Hela's fate, and the common fate. And we're going to go ahead and shuffle all of that together. Every villain starts at their portrait. Then we go ahead and draw 4 cards. And we read the objective that's indicated here or right here. So here's a strategy tip. I have found out that when I play this game or Disney Villainous, it's kind of hard to keep track of what actions you've already taken on your turns and which ones you still haven't taken. Turns can get kind of complicated later on in the game. So what I do is I use these little guys. They are meeples. And when I activate an action, I go ahead and place one so that I know that that action is already done and taken care of. That way I don't get myself confused. I use it. I'm going to be using it during this playthrough. These don't come in the game, so you don't have to use it. For the first turn, here comes Taskmaster. He's going to go to the armory where he can get 1 power. Next, he's going to play a card. And I'm going to play Trainer for Hire. It costs 0. Choose another player. Reveal cards from that player's villain deck until you reveal an ally. Play that ally to that player's domain for free. Then gain power equal to that ally's cost plus 1. So I'm going to choose Hela. Let's see. An ally, please. Nope. That's a specialty. There's an ally. Okay. He costs 2, so I will be getting 2 plus 1, 3 power from this action. It's right here. This gets discarded. These cards get discarded. We have to play the ally somewhere. We'll go ahead and play him right here. Okay, next he's going to use a fate action. Go to the fate deck. I only get to reveal 1. And I can assign it to any hero. You know who I'm going to pick. I got Odding Force, which is actually one of the cards that affects Hela the most. It reads, when Odding Force is played, attach it to a hero. Okay, well there are no heroes right now, so this Fate card is going to be discarded without effect. The Fates were not with Taskmaster today. The only other action I have left is a vanquish action, but there are no heroes or allies to vanquish right now, so that's going to be the end of Taskmaster's turn. At the end of his turn, he goes back up to 4, so 1 more card for him. Hela is going to move to the vault, and first thing we're going to do is get 3 power. Next, I'm going to play a card. I'm going to play Fenris Wolf. It costs 2, so I pay that. If a hero is played to a location in your domain, you may play or relocate the wolf to that location for free. So it doesn't matter where I play him because I can always move him around. Let's put him right there. I could play another card, but I'm not going to. But I will choose to discard. I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards, see if we can get something better. That's the end of Hela's turn. She's going to go back up to 4. Now that I've got some power, I think I'm going to have Taskmaster come here to Camp Hammond, and first thing I'm going to do is play a card. I'm going to play Taskmaster's Shield. It costs 0. So I'm going to put it in a location, and then when an ally is defeated at this location or removed, I can remove Taskmaster's Shield instead. So let's put it at the training room. Kind of makes sense. Then we're going to discard. Trying to find some allies, and all I got in my hand right now are effects. So I'm going to try and see if I get some allies, because that's what my objective is all about. And finally, I will go ahead and fate. Let's see if the fates are with me this turn. Aha! I get Solo. He's actually better against me, but I'm not going to pick me. I will pick to put him at Hela's domain. And it says, if Solo is the only hero in a domain, he gains +2 strength. Let's go ahead and put him right here, so Hela has a harder time fating me. And I'm not going to activate any cards right now because I don't have any, so that's the end of my turn. I go ahead and draw 4 cards. So the wolf is ready to take on Solo. I want to point out that no matter where this hero would have been placed, the ability of the wolf is that he goes and he gets relocated for free to that location. So that wouldn't have really mattered. So in order to go ahead and vanquish him, we're going to move her over here. First thing we're going to do is play a card. I'm going to play Marked by Fire, actually Marked by Death. Choose a hero in any domain without a soul mark and attach a soul mark to that hero. Go ahead and discard that and get a soul mark. Put it on Solo. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and vanquish the hero. Mr. Wolf attacks. He's got a strength of 3, which is exactly what he needs. So Solo is gone. Put him in the discard pile, and the soul mark goes into the vault. Okay, and I can relocate something, but I don't need to right now. And I'm going to go ahead and fate. Let's see what we get. We get Thor. Nice. Okay, let's return the favor and put him right here. And Thor has the protection icon, which means that he has to be defeated first before other heroes can be defeated at that domain. It's Taskmaster's turn, and he's going to move over here. The training room is going to give him 3 power. It's also going to let him play a card. I need to get ready to get rid of Thor, so I'm going to be playing Training Academy here. Cost 1 power. And it reads, when a character is vanquished at this location, place a +1 strength token on each ally at this location, then discard instead of discarding any ally cards. That's going to help me grow my allies, make them stronger, while at the same time not discarding them so that they can stay, because I need an ally in each location with a strength of 5 or more to win. Okay, so I play another card. Let's try and get some more money so we can hopefully then play some allies when I get them. I know I'm holding an ally in my hand, but I want to wait to see if I can get a stronger or better allies. This guy alone is not going to be enough to defeat Mr. Thor over there. I'm going to play Trainer for Hire, which I did in the beginning. So you remember, I'm going to choose a player and then reveal cards until I get an ally. Gain power equal to the ally cost +1. Let's see what we get. Oh, there he is. There's an ally. So this guy is a 3er, so I will get 4 power. 1. There's 4. This goes on my discard pile. Hela's on her way to victory with 1 soul mark and 2 allies. That's 3 out of the 8 she needs to win. Good job, Hela. She's gonna go ahead for this turn and move over to the vault, where she can get 3 power. Then she's going to play a card. She's going to play Marked by Death, which costs 1. Pay for that. And it reads, choose a hero in any domain without a soul mark. Attach a soul mark to that hero. So any domain, that means I can attach that to Thor. And I can play yet another card. I'm going to play a specialty card. This is the first time we see one of these in the game. It's Hela's Bidding. Each time another player defeats a hero with an attached soul mark, gain 3 power. So whenever Taskmaster gets rid of Thor, I'm going to be getting power, baby. Now, these cards go in the specialty area. I can use them once per turn. Actually, this one is an ability that remains, but if it was an activated ability, I could use it once per turn. But this is just a passive ability that I can have, and it triggers any time another player defeats a hero. Finally, for the end of the turn, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to discard Raise the Dead, because I can actually play it from my discard pile. So put it on my discard pile, and that's the end of my turn. So I'm going to go back up to 4. Let's talk about events, because they're a new type of card that has been introduced in this game. There are different types of events. The first type we're going to look at are global events. Those affect every player. They do not have an icon on the bottom. That's how you know they're global events. When they're played, like I said, they're going to affect every player, every villain, and every villain can play allies to the event to try and defeat the event. The strength is denoted on the bottom, as well as the reward. As soon as there's enough allies with the strength necessary to defeat the event, the reward is triggered, and every player that has allies at that event gets the reward. Next, we have targeted events. Targeted events are going to have an icon because they belong to a specific hero. When you play them, you can give them to that specific hero. How do you know what hero is denoted on the icon? And you can use the reference card to check what hero is denoted with that icon. If on your turn you play an event that targets yourself, you can just discard it with no effect. You don't want to hurt yourself when you use a fate action, right? So now Taskmaster is concerned because when I defeat Thor, I'm going to be helping Hela by giving her one of those soul marker tokens. I'm in no hurry to do that, but I do have to get allies and they do have to be strong. So I'm going to go ahead and move him over here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play a card. I'm going to spend 1 to play my training dummy. Play him over here. Let's put him down here. He gets to, with an activate action, he gets to place 1 strength token on an ally you control at this location. Which right now I don't have any allies, but I'm hoping to have some soon. I'm going to go ahead and discard. I'm going to discard Crossbones because I can actually play him from my discard pile. So that way, when I draw back up at the end of my turn, I have more options of what I'm going to get. I have an activate symbol right here, but even though I have an activate card, there's no one to activate because there's no allies here that will benefit from training dummies. So I'm going to skip that one. And finally, I'm going to fate. Let's see what the fate deck says. Okay, this is an event and it's a global event. It doesn't have any villain down here. It reads, only draw up to 3 cards at the end of your turn. It's a strength of 6, so everybody can help to defeat it. We can just play allies to the event instead of to our domain. Let's see how we deal with that. And after that, it's the end of my turn. So right now, because of the event, I only go up to 3 cards. Okay, Hela is moving, and the first action she's going to take is playing a card. It has a cost of 0, and it's the price of life. You see me play this before. I'm going to choose a hero that has a soul mark attached, remove it, and gain power equal to the hero's strength, which in this case is 5. There it is. Okay, give that to her. She likes power. I could vanquish, but there's no one to vanquish right now. I could relocate, but there's nothing here, so I'm not worried about relocating. I could go to the main event and help out there, but I don't really need to. I think I'd rather keep my allies here to have them ready to win, because isn't that what we're here for? And then last but not least, I'm going to Fate. But before I do, I wanted to tell you, I'm keeping in my hand Marked by Death, because that's gonna hopefully next turn let me put that soul mark back on Thor, because I want him to have that so he can trigger my specialty. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and Fate. We get Nick Fury. All right. And I'm going to give it to Taskmaster, of course. When he is played, the target player loses half of their power rounded up. Ouch. So he's got right now 9. So I'm going to go ahead and remove 5 of his power. And then we're going to place him, let's say over here. So he doesn't get that 2 power for a while. Now at the end of my turn, I would refill back up to 4, but because of the event, it's up to 3. It is now Taskmaster's turn. Things are looking pretty grim, or at least starting to look grim for Taskmaster. And I don't want a bunch of heroes piling up, so I'm going to try to get rid of at least one of these 2 heroes. The good news is that I have a bunch of allies in my hand. So it's not going to be a very eventful turn, but we're going to get some stuff done. I'm going to move over here. I'm going to play a card. It's going to cost me 2 out of my now only $4. It's Black Ant. And when he is played, you may play another ally from your hand for free. I'm going to play him over here at the Institute, and I get to play another ally for free. So I'm going to go ahead and play my trainees, spending another power. And the trainees, instead of discarding an ally used in a vanquish action at this location, remove the trainees. Okay. So the next action, you guessed it, it's going to be a vanquish action. And with my 2 strength, I can defeat Nick Fury. And because of my trainees, I get to discard the trainees instead of my Black Ant card. This goes into my discard pile. And that is the end of Taskmaster's turn. I go back up to 3 cards. I'm glad that Thor stuck around. I'm going to go ahead and finish the plans I started. First, at this location, I'm going to get 1 more power. Then I'm going to play a card. It's going to be, like I mentioned before, Marked by Death. Cost me 1 power. Choose a hero without a soul mark and attach a soul mark to that hero. Here you go, Thor. Now you are marked. And after that, I could use an activate, but there's nothing to activate. Let's go ahead and check what the Fate deck has in store for Taskmaster. Fate Intervenes. Okay, this card is actually more effective when given to Hela, but I'm not going to give it to myself. Obviously, I want to give it to my enemy. So Taskmaster is going to get it anyways. And the effect reads, shuffle the targeted player's discard pile into their villain deck. So this goes into the discard pile, and we're going to shuffle all of these together. Then at the end of my turn, I go back up to 3. Okay, there you go. Taskmaster needs some power. I'm gonna move him over here so I can get 3 power. 1, 2. Okay, then I'm gonna play a card. It's going to be this one, Jagged Bow, and I'm gonna play this ally after this ability is not going to trigger, but after relocating or playing Jagged Bow to an event, you may relocate or play a second ally to the same event for free. I'm not going to play him to an event. I'm actually going to play him here to see if we can eventually defeat Thor. The next card I'm going to play is going to cost me 0, and it is perform an activate action. I'm going to do this activate action, placing a +1 strength token on an ally at this location. And then after that, we're going to, we could discard cards, but I'm okay with this. I want to keep it in my hand, so I'm going to end my turn, go back up to 3, and then it's Hela's turn again. Okay, we're going to move Hela over here. She's a hell of a villain. Gonna earn 3 more power. She is a very powerful villain indeed. Then we're gonna play a card. Gonna go ahead and play a card from my discard pile. So if you read the ability here, it says that I can play it from my discard pile. I still have to pay the 2 power. I'll do that, and I'll just, I don't know, spread them around a little bit through the domain. So he'll go right there. For my next action, I'm going to play another card. Going to play the Swordsman, which costs 1, and yeah, you guessed it, we'll spread them around, and then I can discard cards, and I will discard this one in hopes of getting more allies. Right now I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4 plus the soul mark 5, 3 more, and she wins the game. Go back up to 3. That's the end of her turn. So I'm thinking I want to get rid of Thor. I know that's gonna help Hela a little bit because she'll get the soul marker plus 3 power from her specialty card, but it will also help me grow my allies. So let's see how that plays out. I'm gonna move to the armory. I'm going to play a card. I'm gonna play redeploy, which costs the last 2 power I have. It says relocate up to 3 allies you control. So I'm gonna move Black Ant over here. And then for my next action, I will vanquish. Since I have strength of 4 plus 2, 6, it is enough to get rid of Thor finally. I think he's been here from almost from the beginning of the game. We'll give this to her. She's got 2 now. And now we trigger some abilities, definitely triggering the Training Academy. When a character is vanquished at this location, place a +1 strength token on each ally at this location, then discard instead of discarding any ally cards. So that's great news. We're going to add +1 to these 2 allies, and then instead of discarding the allies, going to discard Training Academy. That means our allies, let's see, this guy is ready. Jagged Bow has 5 strength, which is what we need, and Black Ant is at 3, so getting there. Okay, now that I've revealed these actions on top, I can actually use them. So I'm gonna get 1 power. I'm not rich yet, but we'll get in there. And then I can Fate Hela finally. Let's see what we get. Come on, Fate deck. Okay, this is Protected Vibranium, and it's actually a global event, so no luck there. There's already a global event in place, so this one just gets discarded. It doesn't come into play because we haven't even gotten rid of this one yet. So that means that that's it for my turn, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to go back up to 3 because the global event is still in effect, and now back to Hela's. Hela is way on her way there. Thanks for the assist, Taskmaster. Now she's got 2 soul markers. She's gonna move over here. Before I continue with her turn, when Thor was defeated, it triggered her specialty. Each time another player defeats a hero with an attached soul mark, which Thor had, gain 3 power. So here's her 3 power from that. Okay, now we can move on to her turn, where she's going to gain 1 more power. Then we're going to play a card. And she's just going to play another swordsman. I'm going to pay 1 for that. She just needs a couple more. Let's put him over here. We can see his ability like that. Yeah. And last but not least, let's use Fate. Let's see. Okay. This is actually something that will trigger for Hela. It has her symbol here, but if I'm the one triggering the Fate card, I can just put this in the discard pile. It has no effect. Nothing bad for Taskmaster, but nothing bad for Hela either. After that, we're going to go back up to 3 and finish the turn. I know Hela's about to win if I don't stop her, so I need to find a Fate action that I can play this turn. Let's go ahead and move to Camp Hammond, and let's see, let's play a card. I'm going to play Trainees with my $1 that I have and put it over here. And next I'm going to activate my training dummy. It says place a +1 strength token on an ally you control at this location. I'm going to give it to Black Ant so that he's at 3 now. Let's see, I can discard cards. I'm gonna discard this card. I actually wanted to play it this turn, but it's actually gonna help her win, so I guess the discard pile is fine. And come on, Fate deck, don't fail me now. We get Found by the Avengers. It's actually a card that hurts me more, but let's see if it can do something to Hela. It says choose an ally controlled by the targeted villain. Then choose any hero in any domain. Remove both characters. Okay, that sounds like a plan. So I will remove one of the allies. Let's remove the most expensive one. She is the targeted villain, so goodbye, Serpent. And I know that she can't play that from the discard pile, so hopefully it's slowing her down. And then I can choose any hero on any domain and remove them, but there's no hero around, so that's that. And that will be the end of my turn. I go back up to 3, and hopefully I did enough to stop Hela for now. Hela's evil laugh can be heard as she plans to complete her victory this turn. She moves over to Odin's vault, where she's gonna get 3 more power. And next, she's going to play a card. Let's see, she'll play Leah. It's an ally. It costs 2. There's the power. And when Leah is played, you may attach a soul mark to one hero at her location, but there are no heroes. I don't know where all the heroes have gone. I'm gonna play another card. It's gonna be the Swordsman. 1. And we'll place him, I don't know, over here. And with that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A combination of 8 allies and soul marks, and no opposing heroes at Odin's vault. Hela is victorious. Well guys, that was a whole run through of Marvel Villainous. I hope you enjoyed it. I will tell you, I had a lot of fun playing as Hela. If you'd like to see any other villain played, let me know in the comments below. Until then, may you game more.